I'm Paul Carlson, and I do not approve this message.
I feel bloated. Ate too much pizza and then drinking really dark beer.
Are we ready? We've got our cool intro music right now. Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. Let's do this. Hands in without Mark. PDC on 3. PDC on me. 1, 2, 3. PDC! What's that?
So I've only been on one
Do you
show.
think he just heard that and now he's going, I gotta get out there?
This is Welcome to
Yeah.
Retireholics, episode
4.
You might notice Mark Palmini is not where he's supposed to be because
Well,
he's in his office.
one
on
would
the
argue
phone.
that's where he's supposed to be. He's working right now.
Is he
but-
doing business right now? It's later in the evening, so he should join us here shortly. Oh, they're gonna go mess with him and motivate him to get here. All right, what do we do every show, Chad?
Started off with a beer.
Beer 30.
Beer 30!
We're really doing this without Mark.
Without Mark.
We are. That's what he gets.
This is how we
So,
roll.
am I allowed to say this on air? I mean, we could show it to the camera.
We can bleep it out.
Yeah, we can bleep it out.
I'm probably
Arrogant Bastard Ale.
I may cuss once or twice in the show.
Whew. This is made by Stone Brewing down in Escondido, if you can imagine that.
San Diego
Another
area.
beer
Thank
from
you.
San Diego area.
It says you're not worthy.
Have you read the back?
Let's
The
go.
back is hilarious. It starts by saying, "This is an aggressive beer. You probably won't like it. It is quite doubtful that you have the taste or sophistication to be able to appreciate an ale of this quality and depth. We suggest that you stick to a safer, more familiar territory, maybe something with a multi-million-dollar ad campaign aimed at convincing you it's made in a little brewery, or one that implies that it'll make you attractive with great sex appeal. Drink this
That's
beer.
good. Yeah, this fits.
Cheers.
Cheers, Mark.
Mark, way to go. Cheers, Mark. Awesome. Yeah, I'm
do
not
it.
worthy.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
7.2% alcohol.
Woo! I was gonna say that's hefty. It's bold and strong. I would like to say I'm worthy, but I'll just stick with it. I'm worthy.
You're worthy of this.
I'm an
beer?
arrogant bastard, and I'm worthy.
All right, we're going to dive right into our first section, if you will.
Are they
You
looking
guys
to get the
seriously
first
start without me?
We did.
Oh,
here, let
come
me open this
on.
for you. Well, you shouldn't be conducting business at 5:27.
You know, I really like my advisor partners, and we're having a good conversation.
Just
So-
catch up,
And yeah, this is perfect. I am an arrogant bastard.
We know it.
apparently. I want to talk a bit about emails, and to start that, I want to let you guys know, I've shared this with you guys a little bit, I'll let our audience know that this last weekend, I was on my couch on a Saturday
jeez.
writing an email to a wholesaler, a sales rep at Voya, formerly known as ING.
Are you allowed to drop those names?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We can bleep them out.
What were you doing? Were you watching TV, having a beer, having coffee?
I think I was watching the Giants game, so I was in a loose flow, and I used the cuss word. I'm gonna admit it. I used an obscenity in my email. It was a great email. It was a nice email. It was an obscenity used in a positive way, not in a negative way. I wasn't yelling at anyone. Basically, think of it like telling someone they're bleeping awesome, and within seconds, I got an automatic reply back that basically, I'm not going to pull it up and find it, but basically said, this auto reply said, you used an obscenity, and your email contained an obscenity. And if this email is for business purposes, you need to reach back out again. Basically saying my email never reached its destination. It got blocked because I used a cuss word.
I wonder.
I thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. I mean, that could present problems for people that use cuss words a lot. Or
If we had
How
that,
many
I don't
people
think I
use
would ever
cuss
get
words in
that.
emails, though?
is that just a surfer thing?
Oh,
I
just
don't
you?
know.
I put in my subject to let it.
Oh, just toss it straight out
Yeah.
there. What
It
if you
gets
had
passed in the
written back
subject.
to compliance and said, "Yes, this is business related. Please push it through"? What
Go
do you think they would
bleep
have done?
yourself.
Should try
They would
that
have made
right
you
now.
rewrite it, probably.
Yeah, my signature says motherfucking CEO. I got all my stuff gets bounced.
Every
Zuckerberg
single one.
status.
Oh,
My
jeez.
first thought was, one, how did they get to that point? Like, did ING or did Voya have a lot of problems with obscenities? They needed to implement this
It
structure.
was all inner office.
Yeah.
Inter-office stuff.
Inner office stuff.
My next question is, do they have it at Nationwide or Principal or?
I would have to
Only one way to
imagine
find
so.
out,
So
Yeah.
Either our audience
Test.
can try emailing your reps. Some
Do you
obscenity.
think he actually got notification that was sent?
No, because I resent without. I created a clean version and sent it. I felt weird
So in
doing
other
that.
words,
I
you
felt like a
rewrote the
sellout. I
whole
rewrote
thing.
the email and took out the. I said instead of the bad word.
You probably could have
How do you know you
spaced
got that
every
one?
letter out.
Because you wrote me
and we
back.
would've read it.
He wrote
If you
me back.
put it in all
You could've just
caps,
spaced
usually
it
it
out.
doesn't catch it.
I don't know.
Really?
With that,
that's-
What about if you use like the shift and then the number keys?
That too, yeah.
It'll
You
work?
just gotta be
oh,
creative
you
when
could find
using
this. Okay,
bad
I could work
words.
around that. I could work around that.
Or use emojis. Like,
Next episode, we'll talk about how to get around using bad language.
Bad
in email.
language.
Okay.
We're not your typical TPA.
Bing, 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 bing.
We all know what this is.
What is it? Introduce
It's
it.
the
we got a new wheel.
Wheel of Ice.
Ooh, look at how much.
I
bigger
shouldn't say I'm
awesome
surprised
this
because
guy.
We're getting pro. We're getting
everybody
pro.
should follow us on Instagram because I've already seen it. But I tried to act
Backside.
surprised, but I'm not a good actor, so that didn't come out very well. We
got a
new wheel.
But your comedic
Oh my-
timing is amazing.
I know.
All right, hand. Can you spin the wheel, or do we have to do it?
Oh, he brought in his Apple Watch this time.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna
I'm
be?
gonna guess.
Who's
Yes!
it gonna be?
Oh.
It's Mark.
It's Mark!
Oh,
What'd I win?
Ladies and gentlemen, today. Oh.
We got a peach Bellini.
There wasn't a regular flavor.
Oh,
Put
of
a little
course there's
spin
a
on
regular
it.
flavor in there.
Let me beef it up a little bit
Here,
here.
Frito.
Put it on your Raiders.
He's
Okay.
willing to show Oakland now. He's willing to show Oakland because
Well,
the Niners have apparently taken
Hold on,
over the
let's
Bay
time
Area
out for a second.
suspension.
This will be airing right around probably
When I
the
said this
regular
was going to be
season
a
of
20-minute
football.
show, I had no idea
You're
they were
wrong.
going to talk this long.
So, the NFL season is upon us. So, just I represent. I'm like fellow Retireholics. All right.
at least you were
Can
here.
you like
At least you
move
were
a
here
little
when
bit?
the
I have
show
to
started.
kneel. I don't want to kneel on you.
He always kneels when he does this.
Yeah, usually Justin's not there, so.
Did they fast forward this time?
Oh,
Meteor.
that's a
rise.
first. It's a first.
That was
Stop doing.
Oh.
Oh my gosh!
Shit, look at
You're
That
like
was-
an animal of this. We can never
No.
not get you to finish it.
What?
That was really cold.
That's not good enough.
Oh my gosh! It must have been really bad. It must have been really bad.
I was just needed a regular flavor. This is gross.
You ask and you shall receive.
There you go. You got a chaser. We got you a chaser. You're good. to
I'm
go.
not having the second one. There's no way. I'm just gonna leave that there.
All right.
Oh my god.
We're going straight into our next segment. It's really hard for me to do this because at both cameras there's faces looking at me. I won't talk about it.
There's two ladies, right?
That's not a lady. That's Justin Bieber.
That's Ruby Rose, right?
Yes.
Jalba. We got Jalba and Justin Bieber. Okay. I would like to go into, and I didn't prep you guys for this, so I'm going to get kind of your organic thoughts on this. But
I can't be a part of it then.
everything you do scripted?
100%.
That's
Oh,
what I
geez.
thought. I've always kicked around this idea, and when I've talked with retirement plan advisors, this idea of kind of a more efficient business model for them. So I want to get you guys honest feedback. I look at advisors, and advisors, the same way as record keepers and as TPAs, are getting squeezed for fees. Justin and I recently met with a guy in Southern Cal that charged 25 basis points across the board, no matter what.
Regardless.
And he's proud of it because it's affordable.
I work with
And-
someone who does the same thing.
Right, there you go.
You
And so I
got
get
the
that.
process, which is what you're getting at, right?
Yeah,
You got the
but-
process.
Well, so
To your argument, though,
Yeah.
what was it? You remember?
the
To him?
25 basis points?
Yeah.
What?
It wasn't the cost on the back end or what he's charging. It's how much time and effort is he spending trying to get that client.
Yeah, for sure. He was talking about how much time it took him to get it. But what I was trying to say is the same way that a record keeper tries to be efficient. Last time we talked about ADP, paychecks, those things. And a TPA can. I've done presentations on that, right? Cutting certain corners to do things. An advisor can try to be efficient too. And so let me just lay out this kind of, it's the year 2020 and what I think an advisor
Are
can do.
there flying cars yet?
Yes. So imagine the advisor's flying his
About
car,
time.
and that costs a lot to fly your car around. Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, in 2020, they haven't got that all squared away. yet.
25
they
is
haven't?
cheaper.
All right.
2020.
It costs a lot to fly your car.
All right.
Has
And
anyone
so-
seen the new hoverboard?
Like the
That Lexus
back
is
of
Back to the
created?
Future.
You guys haven't seen that?
There's no hoverboard.
Lexus
I've heard
created a
I've seen
hoverboard.
Bubba Watson in his hovercraft on the golf course. It's crazy.
We digress.
Okay, so
You digress. I'm
what
not done
does
yet.
a typical advisor do? You know, what is their time consumed with, right? They've got to put together their review, their fund analytics, or things. They have to go visit clients, meet with them potentially on a quarterly basis. Just bear with me. They're meeting with them on a quarterly basis. They got to drive their flying car there, get there, meet with them. They do education meetings. That could be on a fairly frequent basis if asked to. They do one-on-one meetings with employees, so to speak. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be neat to set up a model that could be affordable? And I won't get into the semantics of it, but instead of, and you guys might throw fruit at me, but instead of
Or pie.
going live to these meetings, why not set up kind of a technology thing where quarterly you're sending them a packet via email, you know, PDF packet with a beautiful cover that explains what's happening inside of it. And inside of that is your fund check scenarios. And this happens at record keepers and stuff. And then in addition to that, they had like, you know, newsletters or, you know, twice a month kind of updates to their clients. And imagine it's getting blasted out to two groups of theirs, their plan sponsor contacts, all the participants in the plan. And so they're staying very front of mind, but using like a CRM, much like how we work in a lot of scenarios, but have the advisor do it.
Automatically done.
Yeah,
To
in
an
a sense.
extent.
Yeah, his support staff,
Okay.
his or her support staff could be
Right.
putting it together and sending it out. Could
So-
be automated. And then also, let me finish with recorded video type things. What I'm trying to do is create an environment where the advisor could, one, be very front of mind with their client, two, deliver a very professional solution, but three, have it be efficient for their time. And that can result in one of two things. They can offer it for less, or they can make a slightly higher profit margin on what they do.
Or
Thoughts,
create
comments?
a scalable book. I mean, you've been saying this for years.
Scalable things.
And people are listening. I don't know if you knew, but Hancock has created that. So Hancock, when you set up a case, you can go into the site as an advisor, and you can click participant and plan sponsor experience over the next 12 months. And you set up an educational campaign. And you queue
They
which
stole my
quarters
idea.
you want. And you queue pre-populated things. Once you create your profile, it shows your face. It shows all the details that you want, your phone number, your email address. That comes on the top. And then the bottom will be, you know, how's the market doing? Or Roth 401k contributions.
It's
Why do you
coming
use
from
it?
the advisor to
It all comes from the advisor. It has to go to the plan sponsor, and the plan sponsor has to distribute it typically, unless they're getting all the email addresses.
So you just have to set that up initially,
That's the next
right?
question.
Yeah, and then they have to
Right.
do it each year. So
Right.
typically, what Hancock is saying is this should be part of your fiduciary review. One of the things you mentioned is to say, hey, what's the next 12 months going to look like for our education policy? Now, I will tell you this, and I've listened to this a number of times. It wasn't your dad. It was somebody else that I was talking to that told me if you go ahead and you set up an educational policy statement and you have a plan sponsor sign that, you've now created another document that has to be followed. And if that policy is not followed, you now open yourself up to additional liability.
Sure. I hear you.
Interesting little thought. But no. You and you primarily have pushed this for
Was it
years to
made here
say
again?
create a scalable process.
Can we ask the maid some questions?
Yeah.
I think she's here.
What happens when you have 30 plans? You guys
Yeah,
ever had that
okay, back to
conversation with guys? What
scalability,
happens when
right.
you have 40 plans?
Can we do
Right.
that?
Let's
Do the
let's
math.
walk through it.
You have 50, you're a retirement plan advisor, you have 50 clients, and you're going to do 2 review meetings, fiduciary review meetings. So that's 100 meetings a year.
Yeah.
You're going to do 2 education meetings, let's do one education meeting. That's 50 meetings a year. That's 150 meetings a year. And then stuff comes up, right? You got to go deal with stuff like any of us. You're booked.
Prep time.
Prep
Don't forget
time,
all that.
Travel time, your flying car, communications.
Yeah. But let's talk about that. So you got 150, 200 meetings. You're doing them with 6 different providers. So now you've got 6 different fiduciary processes that you need to understand. How do I pull fund reviews? How do I get participation rates? Things like that. That's rough.
Well, and just I'm sure this is already coming out, but you can also partner with record keepers, and they'll do some of that for you.
Well, that's what I'm getting at when we talk about a scalable book. JD is saying automate some of that process, but also make sure you understand how your partners operate and what you can get. Like I learned this past week, not that we need to talk about it now, but I learned that American Funds Record Keeper Direct bounces out a fund review meeting or a fund review notice 15 days after the end of every quarter. I didn't even know they did that. I didn't even know they were doing
my point to wrap the subject is that when you guys are meeting with advisors, and I think plan sponsors benefit from this too, so any plan sponsors that are out here benefit from it, is I think those advisors could spend a little bit of time creating their delivery and think about efficiency when they do it. And don't be afraid to use a little bit of technology, as opposed to what I see out there a lot is the good old-fashioned roll up your sleeves, put together everything, drive down there and do it. And there's a lot of value in face-to-face, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, talk to them, get their vibe on it, inspire them to find an efficient way to do some of this.
Well, maybe the annuals face-to-face and then...
Yeah, and it could be
That's what I was going to ask. So
Yeah.
what's the number of touches you think an advisor needs in a year with a $1.5 million plan?
Well,
what's the number of touches? Let's say plan sponsor kind of employee.
touches, I think, well, those emails will still count as touches.
Absolutely. So what do you think it is?
I like quarterly. Maybe
I've
so
used
4 times a year.
Yeah, quarterly could be the emails, and then annually come out face to face.
I've used that touch analogy a lot, and I always feel very uncomfortable when I use that.
Especially when you're hanging out with Mark.
If what?
When you talk about touching clients, I always get uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm very touchy.
I think so. I think you're right. I think it's 4 times a year. I think if you had drips quarterly and then a single annual fiduciary review meeting that led to an educational.
Don't do that. He will punch you in the face.
No, it's hitting my head.
Is it a bad thing when your producer behind the scenes going,
cut that? No more touching.
We're trying to stay at 20 minutes. So, and are we even at 20 minutes?
Yes.
At this point, they say, yeah.
This is what you guys get paid for.
So we're gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap it. Okay, we are wrapping the show. Episode 4.
Quattro.
See, I wrapped it and I put a wrap.
Oh, you did. You kind of rhymed and you.
We're
wrapped.
ending the show. Episode 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was horrible.
I'm sorry.
Coming from the guy who...
Don't forget, shut up. Don't forget, retireholics.com. Retireholics with a K. It's been revamped a little bit. Hover over Mark to learn about TDFs. It's super cool. Go check it out. Could change by the time you go there. Sorry. That one.
Right here.
Someone watches it in 2020. That makes no sense. Help me out with this,
Driving
guys.
their flying cars, son.
Social media. We're on all the social media. So look at Retireholics and check it out. I mean, what's more fun than following beer drinking retirement people on social media? I can't think of anything better.
19-year-old girls.
Maybe.
Jeez.
Wow. He's only 20.
I need to edit that.
And married.
I don't know where to go with that. Next show will be live outside at our Southern California golf tournament. If you're in SoCal, you're an advisor, you haven't signed up, go to 401kgolf.com.
You run a risk of being on the show. Don't worry, we'll blur your face out if we have to, if you tell us complaints when allowed.
If we get them on camera, tell them they can be on camera, we're good.
Oh,
The tournament's so big, even Tiger Woods will be there.
What's the date on that?
Tiger Woods show.
Because he sucks.
He might actually
Oh,
make the cut.
gosh.
You might actually had a scramble. I looked at your elbow.
Oh.
Mark's
my
drunk.
gosh. Yeah.
I'm actually
And
fun.
yeah. Show for we'll be at the golf tournament filming outdoors, which I think will be really, really cool. And
Some more good content. We're getting better every time.
we'll
fellas.
see you next time.
Getting better every time.
Well, sometimes you
Cheers.
don't always get better.
Go Raiders.
There can be a curve, you know. We got better. We flatlined. We get better, right? So that's Plan Design Consultants. We're smart, easy, awesome. We got a smart team. We're easy to work with. Super awesome.
Arrogant.
Yeah, just start the show without your obvious star. That's perfectly fine. It's like it's just no respect. Like Rodney Dangerfield, just no respect. I mean, where would they be without me? Look at Moneymaker right here. Retireholics, Markaholics. That's what it should be.